Tiru, I haven't heard that name in a while. Yes, I previously checked out his EP from a while ago. Good Times, also from 2023. I think this came out later, and after I checked this out, he's like, oh, you should check out the album, it's way better, or something like that. So we're gonna check this out. This is 10 songs. Looks like there's a good variety of music here. We got some progressive house, got a couple of melodic house tracks, we have a D&B track, commercial house, that's one I haven't heard of before, piano house, heard of that, folk house, a lot of house music on here, but one D&B track, so we'll see if that one kind of stands out, I guess. But here we go. I'm hoping this is in like release order, and I'm not just like, well, I say release order as in like this is the actual album order. House House Baby and the melody of Ice Ice Baby, yeah. So let me just make sure volume is up. Alright, so this first one is called What About Classic. That is an interesting... Oh, I see. It comes down and does a loop. I didn't even realize it had started. Oh my. What was even in the beginning of that? Is that just like 10 seconds of silence? Okay, this is chapter 1, so this... Okay. I guess that's gonna change with each of these, hopefully. It'd be kind of weird if each of them was like, oh, 1, chapter 1. Unless this is supposed to be like a part of a series of albums. I'm delaying. So here we go. What About Classic? It reminds me of Jaws a little bit, the way it sounds fading in. Like the Jaws theme. That is a punchy kick, my man. An interesting piano. Is that... I'm wondering if that's like a sample or if he's just got a very stylized like piano VST or like patch. I like the string like stab. I kind of wish she did more with them, like dun 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 dun, something like that, you know. A little bit of a hi-hat there. Sorry. Tripped over my tongue there, I guess. It's catchy, but repetitive. Ooh, a little bit of, like, some kind of distorted synth in there. Ooh, a build-up? We're, like, halfway through the song. Please tell me this is not one build-up to just, like, a drop. Ooh, okay. Color shifting's neat. What is that sound? Okay. I wish there was more character to this, more variation, you know? It's catchy, but like, it's so few elements, and it doesn't really lend itself to being a full, like, song, I would say. It's like, oh, we have two build-ups, 2 drops. has a good idea, but I wish he did more with it, for sure. Because it just doesn't feel like it goes the distance. I kind of like the way it ends, but yeah, I think this one's too repetitive, too little like variation, and like it's just kind of the same for most of it. I think I would probably put this about like a 7. I think it's all right. I don't remember what I rated his other stuff. I think a 7 is fair. It's all right, but it's definitely not something I would say is like special. But I don't think it warrants going down to like a 6. I don't know. What do you think? Nicer than what I'd give it? I'm usually a bit harsher, I would say. Yeah. I'm going to stick with a 7. That might change depending on how the rest of this goes. Guess I'll be the harsh one is like a 3 or 4. I think it's something that I could get into if there was more to it, you know? Like, I'm not, like, off-put by the sound or the genre or anything. I think it's fine. I don't think it's anything special or that I'll, like, listen to again. But it's alright. I don't know. Again, it could change. We've got 9 other tracks to listen to. So this one's called Sound Waves. Okay, this does still say Chapter 1. So maybe this is a part of it. I'm rating based on my total enjoyment, and it's not clicking. Yeah, so I think I've explained this before, but my rating is less about my enjoyment of a track and about, like, what I think of, like, the production of a track. I've definitely had tracks that I did not like that I, like, gave scores to that were a little harsher, but the reason I didn't like them was more so because, like, I didn't think the production was good. So, if it's not for me, but I think it's well produced, I'll probably give it kind of a middling score. But, you know, because, like, something doesn't have to be for me to be, you know, good music. And even if something is something that I would listen to, that doesn't make it good music either. It can be bad music, and I can find some enjoyment in it. You know? So that's kind of the way I try to look at it, you know? But yeah, this is the next track, Sound Waves, which we already started, so we'll back that up a little bit. Okay, this one already is above that one, because there's variation to it. Like the string progression there. We'll see how this goes, but I may have to lower that last score based off of this song. I like the snaps. I like the sound of the piano. Was this the Piano House one? No, this is Melodic House. Okay. It's funny that earlier, when talking about, you know, that Melodic House track that Soundwave made, about, like, how, like, Melodic House that I've listened to kind of lack distinction. I think this distinguishes itself from, like, what Soundwave did. So maybe I just need to listen to more Melodic House, I don't know. Okay. I like the organ. I don't think it really works with like the piano stabs or whatever. Kind of wish he took that away. The piano, not the organ. Ooh. Okay. We're probably gonna have to put a warning on the video about the flashing colors and stuff. I think that snare sounded maybe a little more generic than I would have liked, but eh. Yeah, this leagues more variation in character than that last one. I'm definitely gonna have to lower my last score. I will say though, this definitely has sort of the like flatter kind of sound that Soundwave's track had, where things just kind of feel pushed in together. It doesn't feel like very like wide and open. That. Heck of a way to end it. Alright. Writing as the song plays, the string variations feel oddly timed at certain points. It drags a bit longer than I believe it should. I do not like the pre-drop organ. The drop's okay, but just kind of boring. It's all preference, yeah, but to me, it's about the same as that last one. I think this one's definitely ahead of the last one. Because the last one just kind of felt stale and didn't really do a lot with what it had. This one I feel like was a lot more enjoyable to listen to. I think the production was better. I think there was a lot of character to it that the previous one lacked. So in the previous track, which I've already forgotten the name of, what about classic? I'm going to drop that down to a 6. I'm going to give this one a 7. And we'll go from there. So, this next one is just called Mimic. It's a drum and bass track. it does get a little busy here. Between the strings and the bass and like the sort of distorted thing he's got going on, and then that melody, like I feel like it's not... Clashing doesn't seem like the right word to me. It just seems like they're all kind of fighting for your attention at the same time. Which doesn't help because this, again, has that very, like, pushed together in the middle kind of sound to it. The way I like to produce is I like to have, like, the melody kind of feel like it's floating above everything, kind of. And the bass feel like it's sitting lower. Whether I'm successful at that, you know, mileage may vary, but I feel like this kind of suffers from that mixing choice. So I feel like if this was wider, this would be a really fire track. Also feels like the drums don't really have that kind of punchiness that you would want. Feels like it's chopped off just a little bit in the frequencies in a way that kind of takes away from the track. I like what he's going for though. I do like some of the sound choices. The bass is good. I like the melody, like, sound. The strings are great. It's always kind of cool when people incorporate, more acoustic, organic kind of instruments into what is typically a more artificial sounding genre, like drum and bass. Frequencies are very weird, especially in the mids and lows. I feel like it lowers the energy it could have. Yeah, I kind of get that, because drum and bass has a lot of energy because, you know, like the tempo and the way everything's mixed, usually it gets very dynamic is probably how I would describe it. And I feel like this mix doesn't help give it the potential that it has. That was a weird way to phrase it. There is a way this could have been a better track if it wasn't so just squished into where it is, like, EQ wise. I feel like EQ is a thing I'm noticing with this album so far that I wish he let things kind of sit more on their own. And maybe it has something to do with the way, like, YouTube's compressing it. Maybe it's... I wouldn't say it's my headphones, because these have a pretty good range of frequencies, I would say, that they're good at capturing. But, yeah, I feel like this, especially where it's the only drum and bass track, and I really enjoy drum and bass, I feel like this one is a bit disappointing production-wise and just as far as being a drum and bass song. This one I'm going to say is like a 5 for me, because it loses so much in just the way that it is mixed. And that does take away from the energy, it takes away from the overall sound of the track, and even takes away a bit of the enjoyment of listening to it, I would say. And about the same as the others for me. Alright, let's move on to the next track. A Dog Named Tango. Interesting. I do like the covers so far, though. The covers is pretty cool. Interesting start with a kick drum over, like, nature ambience. melody sound, but that kind of like weird background drone sound, it's already getting a little grating for me. This one is Tropical House. Not what I have come to expect for Tropical House, but I also haven't listened to a ton of it. Drone sounds like a sub that's been brought up too many octaves. Maybe. Despite the mixing, I think his drum work has been decent so far. Like in the patterning and everything. There's some kind of like saw synth that's mixed in there now, which I almost missed, and I feel like that wasn't really playing well with the overall melody. Like it felt a little too harsh for the relatively smooth sounds in this one. I think the snare he's using is a little too high-pitched for my taste. I kind of wish he added a little bit of mids to it. It may be cut. Sorry, the high end just a little bit. I will say, it doesn't sound quite as flat this time, but like just a little bit of like compressing that. Not necessarily putting a compressor on it. The melody definitely sits a little more like above everything else though. It's not so like pushed together, I would say. Sound design really isn't my thing so far with this project. I think there are some things that I've liked, but not like too much in an overall sense. I think this one was okay. It's inoffensive, but I don't think I would consider it very highly, I guess. It's an okay listen, but I don't think it's something that I would choose to like add to my playlist or anything. I think I'll give this one like a 6.5. Let's go to the next one. This is called On the Run. It sounds like the same piano from the first track. Already forgot it again. What About Classic, I think it's called. Sounds like the same piano sound. The piano is overpowering the drums. That's kind of weird, not gonna lie. I like the shaker and the snaps. Those sound good. I guess the shaker might be a tambourine. I'm not sure. arpeggiated melody in the low end there, but kind of being low passed. Some like kind of rim shots or like metallic kind of not snare, but some kind of like, I don't know, soup can percussion. This definitely looks like a not Magix. This looks like an effect in Filmora. Yeah, the like glitching effect also like a Filmora preset thing. That was a weird little piano roll. I feel like there's not enough energy in this like chorus / drop. It doesn't feel like it does much more than the verse does. In fact, it actually feels more subdued with just how prominent this piano is. It's crazy. Definitely would cut some of the low mids out of that piano, maybe even some of the low end. I feel like it's a little too much. Repetitive, but like this is probably my favorite one sound design wise. Yeah, I think it's alright. Who is calling me? Be gone. I think I would put this at about a 7, maybe. It's inoffensive, it's okay. Bit of improvement there. Or could use some improvement on just like the overall mixing. Or like the EQing. This one is called A Quick Song for You. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds. How quick could it be? Some punchy kick. A normal length song for you? Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's not very like short, which I would expect for something called a quick song. What are you doing with this low pass melody? We've barely heard anything. Why are we like building? I'm confused by this one. What's going on? Yeah, I'm also kind of confused. We just got a sub bass thrown in there. Okay. This is Commercial House. Is this supposed to be like... help me understand this. Is this supposed to be like... is this house like what you would hear in a commercial? Or is this like... industrial house, but like instead of it being something that's like big and ravey or whatever, this is just like... corporate sounding. something you would hear in a training video that's trying way too hard to keep your interest. I just don't know where to start with this. It sounds like house that doesn't have an actual genre with it. I don't really care for it. I'm kind of bored. There's some okay sounds. It's still very like middle EQing. Except for that darn kick, which is just so loud. Like, I don't think the rest of it really matches the energy that kick is trying to go for. Those claps, man, are just like barely there. Commercial car ass song. Well, that's what I was talking about. Like, you know, it's like a weirdly kind of like corporate, commercially kind of sound, I guess. Like, driving in the summer with a new Toyota Tacoma or something. Like, okay, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 6. Sorry to, if you see this, I'm being harsh, lol. I mean, he probably will see it, because I'm gonna, like, tag him when this gets uploaded. But, yeah, man. I think this is just a lot of execution for some ideas that could be something so far. Which, like, this is a few years ago. I'm sure your 2025 album that I saw on your channel is better than this. After, like, a couple of years to learn and hone your craft. But this one's just kind of how many do we have left? We have 4. We're about the halfway mark, boy. This next one's called Heaven. This is different. This is also supposed to be commercial house. This sounds like a song called Ghosts by Jacob something. I can't remember his name. Hang on. I'll look it up on my phone. Tilburg, that was it. Jacob Tilburg. All these house songs to me kind of sound the same. I don't know. I don't really care for that other synth, that melody with this piano sound. I don't know what he said, but okay. I will say, this definitely pushes the bounds of his EQing from the other songs. That's just a prog house synth. I don't listen to progressive house, really. Yeah, something about that water tastes weird. See, this sort of thing I would have liked for there to be vocals on. It just feels a little bare. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like if Tobu and Soundwave collabed. That is way too loud and just like kind of blown out, really. Whatever that little vocal bit is, that ad-lib or something. The melody's catchy, but I don't like the sound used for it. Here in this part, I feel like the drums get lost. I would definitely cut some of that low end for the pre-drop vocal. Yeah. Man, I've done too little today to be yawning like I am. I'd give that one like a 6.5. The mixing is better, I would say, the EQing, but still leaves a little bit to be desired in some portions. And it just feels like a little generic. If there were some like vocals or something to go with it, I feel like that would have pushed it up a bit and made it kind of more of like a like summery house kind of song, I guess, in the feel of it, which is kind of helped a bit by the picture of like the ocean and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'd give this one. So this is called Untold, which is, I'm guessing, the title track for the Untold album. This is another commercial house song. I think I was hearing some of that kick from the last one still. Like phantom frequencies from just how like loud and prominent it was. Melodies clash here. They could match better. I think the other one's a little more just like in the background. Doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't feel like it needs to be there. I don't think it would change the song much if it was just not included. Something there has far too much low end. It's like this weird kind of low-pass horn sound or something. Like this drop has the most potential out of all the ones I've heard so far. I don't know, I just heard potential low. It's probably the best executed, I would say. I wish there wasn't that, like, low pass whatever thing there. That's kind of clashing a bit for me. Maybe it's a pad, which for this genre is very rare for me to say trust me, just ask something. Well, again, this is a commercial house. This would just mean house music in general. I feel like it does have stuff pushed a little bit too much together, but it's better, I'd say, here. there's just enough distinction in some of these for me to remember their different songs, but not enough for me to remember what they actually sound like after. Like, it all sounds the same. Yeah, kind of. Similar elements, similar, like, construction, and, like, the way the production is. I can kind of hear it. Okay, Untold. I'm going to give that one also a 6.5 out of 10. What do you think, bud? It's there. Alright. We got 2 more songs, I believe. Why do you keep closing it? We got Long Road and something else. Like, it's not bad, just boring in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Long Road. Interesting. Again with that kick, my man. I get it's piano house, but I wish there was a different kind of key sound for that melody. That bass, though. Okay. That's something. It's kind of slappy, a little, like, square-y sounding. Like square bass. Switching headphones, I'm intrigued by this one. What's the word? You're compromising the integrity of your critiques by changing headphones like 2 songs from the end, but okay. There's another sort of like brassy sound there. It's not my critique video. Fair, but I'm gonna have to disqualify your input. Start the stream over. Yeah, it feels like there could have been a little more in this. Don't say me. I still say my opinions. You can't silence me. Oops. Oh no. I muted you in chat. Oh no. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, my hand just kind of slipped up to my stream deck. Somehow I can just pull a jack and stream over you. Oh man, then I'm gonna have to take your stream down for copyright reasons. Okay, so Long Road had potential. I think if you went for more of a funky kind of angle than like a piano house kind of angle. Alright, this is called Something Else, and he spelled something wrong. Is it spelled correctly in the video title? It is. Oof, my man. Show all my coworkers your Monsters remix. It's Monster, not Monsters, first off. If you're gonna threaten me, say it right. Second, how? I can private the stream where we listen to it, and it's not public on my channel anymore. So, ball's in your court. oh man, there's some beef in the indie music community. Who's to say I didn't record it while streaming? Who's to say you were that ambitious and thought that far ahead? Like, oh, I might need blackmail for Jake later. Anyways, the song, the piano sounds okay. I kind of like the pluck, but it's still a little lol. Hello there, what do we have here? Jack the Hack. Welcome to the stream. A little later than I was expecting you, but we are doing a live Paradox music critique, a few in fact. We're currently listening to Tiru's Untold album, and we previously listened to Soundwave's song, which the title escapes me at this exact moment. I was decompressing from work, that is why I was late. Man, decompressing, that sounds like what a lot of these songs need. What is that sound? It kind of sounds like an accordion? We decompressed, we gotta put OTT on you? You forget. He uses GarageBand and he used Ableton. I don't think either of you have OTT. And if you can use that outside of FL, then I gotta get it. Fine, I'll put OTT on him. Outside FL. Interesting. I've only ever heard of people using it in FL, but that may just be because it's, included. It is included, isn't it? What was with that build-up, dude? GarageBand iOS, but there's probably an AUV3 equivalent. AUV3? Bruh, I don't use AUs. I don't use AUs, I don't use Clap, I use VST and VST3. If it doesn't come in that format, I don't use it. Is the type of thing I use for GarageBand. Pretty much just any free apps I find. I feel bad yawning, but I can't help it. I don't know what Folk House is supposed to sound like, but this is I've never been a fan of those clicky clacks. Is that, or clicky kicks? Okay, I thought you said clicky clacks. I'm like, what? Is that your way of saying computer? Same thoughts on this song as I do the others. Yeah, it's just not very standout. It's Might even call it meh. That accordion or whatever sound is too loud. Oh, man. Oh, he got mad. So nice to see you're catching up on your reviews. Yes, I am. thought to myself, if I can get more content out of it, I might actually do it. So I'm going to do the stream, and the stream will get uploaded, but then I'm going to cut out each individual section and make it its own video as well. Nice. Yeah. What was with that sub there? That was 6.5 minutes long. Oh my goodness. Part of me was like, this feels weirdly long, but okay. Maybe it's just because of how repetitive it is. Oh my gosh. GG's out. Wow, almost 7 minutes. Yeah, this I would say is probably like a 6. I'd give this overall like a 5.5 out of 10. Jack could make it longer. I don't want him to make it longer. Please no. But yeah. I don't want to do that, he says. Tiru's Untold album. I gotta say it's kind of average.